after 7 hearings of proving nothing, no ghost deliveries, no illegal procedures, the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee continues to conduct their witch hunt. But now only a few senators attended and even fewer were participating in the proceeding. Sabi nila, bakit si Duterte nidepensa yung Parmalin? I am not defending, sabi ko, you can crumple for all I care. Durugin na ninyo yung mga kumpanya na nandito sa Pilipinas. Wala akong pakialam sa kanila. That is their own risk if they commit illegal thing. Pero para sa amin dito sa gobyerno, tapos na, nag-order, na-deliver, according to specifications, di nagbayad tayo. Clearly, even other committee members and other senators are starting to lose interest in its useless political circus. Some of the committee members are trying hard, but again in vain, to find fault in the procurement process to the public of asking for requirements other than that, the other that were required, in addition to what was required in the bidding process.
The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. This just in, President Rodrigo Duterte has now signed his certificate of nomination and acceptance as the official vice presidential candidate for the Cusi wing of PDP Laban. According to Energy Secretary Al Cusi, the signing of the CONA proves that Duterte will indeed run for VP during next year's elections. The lower house swiftly terminates plenary debates on the proposed 2022 budget of the Office of the Vice President. The OVP proposed a budget of 713 million pesos for 2022, which is 21% lower than the OVP's current budget of over 900 million pesos. For Camarines Sur Representative Gabriel Bordado, the office should at least be given 1 billion pesos in next year's spending plan. Recall that in the upper house, senators were also keen on increasing the vice president's budget to 1 billion pesos. The Office of the Vice President has received the highest audit rating from the COA for 3 straight years. The Office of the Vice President believes that Manila Mayor Isko Moreno has never been a part of the opposition based on his track record over the past 5 years. However, spokesperson Barry Gutierrez tells One News' The Big Story that this does not mean the mayor cannot criticize the shortcomings of the Duterte administration. What remains to be seen, according to Gutierrez, is whether Moreno's current stance will translate to policies that could improve the country's current state.
He hasn't really been, but that doesn't mean to say that, at this point in time, he cannot take on a more let's say, active stance in calling out the shortcomings of this administration. Whether that will translate into a true push for accountability on the part of so many of the things that this administration has been responsible for is something that remains to be seen.
Isambayan convener Eta Rosales echoed Gutierrez's sentiment, saying Moreno has never been, quote, that much of an oppositionist. Rosales tells One News' The Chiefs that the opposition coalition takes into consideration not just the political stance, but also the character, track record, and integrity of their potential candidates. Rosales noted that Moreno is currently positioning himself as a neutral candidate and is merely speaking in opposition of President Duterte's attacks against him.
Well, actually, he is opposition to Duterte insofar as Duterte has been hurting him. So it's a very personal relationship, yung kanyang galit. But rather than that, hindi siya oppositionist. He's never been that much of an oppositionist.
Isko Moreno's political party, Acción Democrático, insists Willie Ong is not a placeholder candidate. Party chairman Ernest Ramel told the chiefs that Ong is, quote, a genius choice for vice president, with public health being among the top concerns for most Filipinos during this time.
It was a very strategic move on the part of Mayor Isko. There were names at the onset that were discussed, that were talked about, and we looked at it, we discussed it, and when his name came about, our vice presidential candidate, it was something that a little of a surprise to me, but little by little, it made sense. Because like Senator Recto said, it was, sabi nga ng ibang mga kaibigan ko rin, genius choice. Kasi pandemya ngayon eh.
How far would you go to become a billionaire? Netflix explores this premise with its latest hit series, Squid Game. MJ Marfori with the details.
Who wants to be a billionaire? But what if it would cost you your life? 456 participants are up to the challenge in the Squid Game. They have to survive the children's games with deadly twists in order to win a cash prize of 45.6 billion won, or about 2 billion pesos. Director Wang Dong-hyuk said the project has been on the drawing board for a decade but only received funding last year.
Now times have changed where people have told me that this story is quite reflective of what's actually happening in the world.
Cast members include Jung Jae of The Housemaid, Park Hae-soo of Prison Playbook, and Gong Yoo of Train to Busan. Filipino teacher Christian Lagahit is also part of the cast.
Hello, Philippines.
Squid Game is now one of the top trending series on Netflix. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Face shields are no longer required outdoors except in high-risk areas or situations. President Duterte threatens to file malversation charges against Senator Dick Gordon. And PBA action continues with Meralco Bolt sealing a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe. Philippines, we are One News.